Today I'm bringing you a runner's review of the Raycon E50 earbuds after 1 month. Now, I've been running with the Raycon E50 earbuds for a little bit over a month now, about a month and a half. And I wanted to give you guys an update because in the initial review video that I did, I mentioned that I was overall very happy with the product, but the trick with a lot of these cheaper true wireless Bluetooth earbuds is how long do they last. The 1 month mark is usually the point at which a lot of them start crapping out on me. And so I wanted to be able to make sure that they were still gonna last even after 1 month. Now, I've been taking these earbuds with me for my commuting, which is about 45 minutes in the morning, and for a lot of my runs and some of my run commuting. And so that's been my use case. I've been able to run with them both with them underneath my winter cap because it is now winter in Chicago. But I've also had some warmer days where I've been able to run with them without anything kind of holding them in to see how that is. I haven't had any days where it's been super hot, so I haven't done like a mega sweat test on these things yet. But in terms of just being able to run in them, I run as long as a half marathon length distance with just a regular hat, so nothing covering the ears, and the earbuds did just fine. They have no problems with slipping. They're still some of the lightest earbuds that I've ever had. In terms of the sound quality, these earbuds sound pretty good. I enjoy them. A lot of people have commented that there is no bass, and I would agree that it's a little bit light on the bass. For the purpose of earbuds that I'm going to be using for exercise or running, I don't need audiophile quality. I really just need it to kind of be loud enough to get over the sound of my huffing and puffing, and loud enough to get over the sound of any wind and road noise and other noises that might be coming through. And these definitely do the job. I've never had it to a situation, even under like 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts, where I couldn't hear what was going on. I can always hear it. And if I ever needed more bass, it's fine that this is true with a lot of the true wireless Bluetooth earbuds and even the Bluetooth earbuds that are connected with a wire. Twist them backwards a little bit, and that usually gets them a little bit more snug, and then you get a little bit more bass in there, and that tends to kind of resolve any issues that I might have. In terms of battery life, I mentioned that I will take these on as long as a 2-hour run, and so I've had no problem with it there. A lot of times what I end up doing is I commute with them in the morning for about 45 minutes, and then I'll commute home with them, and that's usually about 45 minutes to an hour for me to run home as well. So that part I'll be able to get it fine without charging them, although I do put them in the case in the interim between them, so they are getting some charge in the case during the day when I'm not using them. But I've never had a situation where these have run out of batteries, and I only find myself charging the case like every other day. I've never done like a specific battery drain test or anything like that, but in my real world usage, if you charge these once every day or so and you're using for about an hour or two, that's going to be fine for you. And that's been my use case in the way that I use them. I don't really wear these earbuds when I'm just like around. I don't like study with them on. I don't do work with them on or anything like that. And so other people who use them more frequently might be relying on the charge case a little bit more and might need to charge a little bit more frequently than that. Now, in terms of whether I still like these, I still like them. I've gotten pretty good at opening the case without looking at it, but I do wish that there was some sort of notch in this casing here to let me know which side is up, because if you open it up like the wrong, or try to open it up the wrong way, you're just gonna end up tugging at it for a long time. And so you have to have it the right way, so that way you can open them up and get them out. And then once you have them out, because this case doesn't like hinge or anything like that, you have to hold this and like cup it as you put the other earbuds in. I just put them in while I was talking to you guys, and it seemed to be just fine. Sometimes it's more smooth than other times. So that's something I just think a little bit of a notch here and maybe a hinge might kind of smooth out that process just a little bit and make the ease of use that much better. One of my favorite features of these earbuds is that when you take them out and the metal contacts touch, the earbuds start charging again and your music stops. So you don't have to ever worry about powering them down. And once you close it, it really makes sure it's cinched in, and so it's getting a good solid connection. And this magnet's pretty strong. So I do really like that. Another thing that I wished is when I opened it, that they would automatically power on and start, or if I can't do it when they open, if when I took them out, if they could power on somehow. but I could see why that might be a little bit difficult, but that would be something that would be nice, because otherwise whenever you put them in, then you have to do the kind of I'm not listening, power on kind of motion, which is a little bit annoying to do and sometimes a little bit painful because you got to press them into your ears. So if you have sensitive ears, that might be a little bit of a discomfort for you. The other main drawback of this set of earbuds is the connection strength. Now, it's not something that tends to bother me when I'm commuting. And when I'm commuting, I tend to have a pocket in my jacket, either on this, depending on which jacket I'm wearing, either in the chest here where I can slide it in, my phone in here, or I slide my phone in here, or I'll wear it, I keep it in my phone in my pants pocket. And when I'm commuting, the connection is rock solid. I never have a problem with it. I can even kind of walk away from my phone within reason, a little bit of distance, and still maintain a really solid connection. But frequently, when I'm running, I run into an issue where the connection, and it's usually the right ear is the worst offender, even though I keep my phone on my right side all the time, the connection cuts in and out. And it sounds like sometimes it's like fluttering, where it's like really rapidly kind of cutting in and out. Other times it'll cut out for like a quarter of a second and then it'll come back in. And what that does is it does weird things to the music, because for a fraction of a second, the two ears are displaying sound at not a synchronous level. And so it's like they're off by a fraction of a second, then it corrects itself. And so it can be a little bit distracting. Sometimes it's horrible. And it's never gotten to the point where I've just taken them out or turned them off, but I'm also running when that happens. And so it's easy to kind of like just tune it out a little bit or focus in on the left one, which always seems to be the stronger one. I don't know if I just have a faulty unit, or maybe I've dropped it one too many times and so there's a loose wire in there somewhere, or a loose solder. But the right one always seems to be the problem, and it usually only happens when I'm running. So that's been an issue. And for that reason, I really don't recommend these for runners. I love the form factor. I love how they don't stick out very far from your ears. So if you are going to wear a winter hat over them, it's not a problem at all. It's super comfortable. Probably some of the most comfortable earbuds I've ever worn. But that connection issue is always just a little bit disconcerting. And it happens on a regular basis, a couple of times a week, where from anywhere for a couple of minutes to maybe even the entire run for 30 or 40 minutes or more, I'll get that issue where it's just not a solid connection. I don't know what it is. Sometimes it'll even happen when I have the phone in my hand. So I don't think it's a distance thing. I don't think it's like a signal interference, like maybe my body's in the way of the connection or something like that, because it doesn't happen when I'm just walking around. It's only when I'm running. So I don't really know how to explain it or figure out or troubleshoot it, but it's just an issue that I haven't been able to resolve. The other things that are problematic with these earbuds is that I can only connect them to my phone, and they don't really connect to multiple devices like most Bluetooth devices in this price category don't. But I had a real hard time because of the true wirelessness of them, connecting them to my MacBook. So I wanted to do that while I was working on a flight. I didn't want to bring a whole bunch of pairs of earbuds with me on my last work trip out to DC. And so I wanted to unpair them from the phone. That was easy enough. And then when I tried to pair them to the MacBook, I could pair to each one individually, but not both of them at the same time. And it was really frustrating. And then so I was like, forget it. I just won't use earbuds with my MacBook. And instead, I tried to repair them with the phone. And then they kind of forgot that they were paired to each other. And then the factory reset technique is inconsistent, or it doesn't work, or I couldn't figure it out. So I've spent a lot of time powering them on and holding the buttons for a long time, and then immediately powering them off, and then powering them, or powering them on and then powering them off, holding the buttons in the case. There's all sorts of weird kind of like mumbo jumbo, like voodoo steps that you could go through to try and get them to work. Eventually they just kind of found each other again. I don't think I did anything different. I did the same handful of different things a whole bunch of times, and they were able to reconnect with my phone. And at that point I was like, okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So connecting to multiple devices is not a supported feature, and getting it to connect to anything that wasn't a phone was, I couldn't get it to work. So maybe other people will have an easier time at that. I hope you do. But for me, it just didn't work. And so for all those reasons, I really like these earbuds. I like the weight. I like how slim they are. I'm very happy with the sound. It's not perfect, but it's good. But some of those connectivity issues make it hard for me to recommend to other people. Am I going to keep running with these? yeah, until I get the next pair of earbuds that I'm going to review, which I'm probably going to look for another one to review in the next month or so. But until then, for the next month, I'm probably going to keep running in these every day because I'm overall relatively happy with them. I just wouldn't want to put these limitations on anyone else. What I'd probably recommend is a pair of corded and not true wireless earbuds that have the ear loops. Those are always my favorite. There's a million kinds of those on Amazon. They all kind of look the same. They all look like Beats clones. And so I just usually recommend those. But I was hoping that these would really fit the bill, but they're good, okay, definitely not great. So those are my thoughts. Before I go for today, I want to talk about today's charity runner for the day. Today's charity runner for the day is Marco Moreno. He's going to be running the United Airlines New York City Half Marathon in 2019, and he's going to be doing it raising money for Team for Kids, which is the New York Road Runners charitable organization, is bringing running and running programs to the youth of the New York City area. So a very worthy cause, really great to get younger people involved in running as well, especially all the positive benefits, physical and mental, of running. So I've donated $5 to his cause, and I'll put a link in the description if you would like to learn more. Thanks so much for watching this video, everybody, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
Yo, what's going on?